Jenna and welcome to Publicify, where I give you, the DIY musicians, tips and advice on how to manage your music career. In this video, I'll be giving you the step-by-step guide on how to get featured on Spotify playlists, so keep on watching. So I think it's pretty obvious by now that getting featured on a well-loved Spotify playlist is one of the best ways to get your music discovered these days. Getting featured on just one playlist can boost your plays by thousands overnight, and that snowballs into getting more fans, selling more tickets to your shows, and selling more merch. Not only that, it gets the attention of Spotify, who have now started signing their own artists and supporting them financially. The way the revenue distribution works with Spotify is they give 52% of money earned on a stream to the record label that owns the music. Then that record label only gives about 15% of the share to the artist. Now this doesn't apply to all cases, but it's pretty much the norm. If you're signed directly to Spotify, you get the entire share of the revenue, you get to own your own music, and you get the perks of cash advancements. While still new, in my opinion, this sounds like all the benefits of a record label deal without the bad parts. And that's why it's more important than ever to put your effort into trying to appear on good playlists to not only boost your career, but to get Spotify's eyes on you. If you want to know more about this new thing that Spotify is doing, I'm going to leave a link in the description to the New York Times article that talks all about it. While sometimes getting chosen for a great playlist comes with luck, there are some definite steps you can take to improve your chances of getting chosen. And that brings me to my first step: sign up for the Spotify for Artists platform and get yourself verified. The Spotify for Artists platform is an amazing free tool that's available to anyone who has their music on Spotify, and they give you an insane amount of info, such as who's listening to your music, how they're discovering it, and what songs are their favorites. So if you haven't signed up for the Spotify for Artists platform yet, head over to the website, which I'll link to in the description, and then click the Claim Profile button. There they'll ask you a few verification questions to prove that it's really you, and then you'll be all set, done in 2 minutes. One of the best parts of signing up for the Spotify for Artists platform is that you get your profile automatically verified and you get that little blue check mark of approval next to your name. This will make you look a lot more professional to playlist curators. Something that seems so small can have a huge impact, so it's well worth taking the time to do. Now that you have Spotify for Artists all set up and you're all verified, it's time to move on to step number 2, and that's pitching your songs directly to the Spotify team. Now this is a brand new feature from Spotify where you can submit one song from your scheduled release to the Spotify team to consider for their official playlists. These are playlists like New Music Friday or a Summer Indie, any playlist that has the official Spotify logo on it. So there's a little bit of a catch. You can't submit songs that have already been released, and you can only submit one song from each scheduled release, so make sure you pick wisely. Once you've chosen the song you want to pitch, go to it in the Spotify for Artists platform, right-click on it, click on Submit a Song, and follow the instructions from there. Now, if you don't have any scheduled releases coming up and you still really want to appear on those official Spotify playlists, there is still something you can do. Spotify have said that they use listening data to choose who they pick for their playlist, so encourage your fans to follow you on Spotify and to add your songs to their own playlists. Prove to Spotify that you have an engaged audience listening to your music. And this brings me to my third step. Get your Spotify profile all up to speed. Make sure there's a lot of buzzing activity around your Spotify profile to impress the playlist curators. This starts with visual things like picking a good profile photo or filling out your artist bio, then fill up your page with your own playlist for your fans to engage with and add a featured song to your profile. Then promote your profile everywhere you go, including embedding it on your website, asking your followers on social media to follow you on Spotify, and sending an email out to your mailing list. An active profile will be picked up by Spotify's algorithms and generally impress those playlist curators. Step number 4 is to research and find the playlists that you want to be featured in. Now, you aren't just limited to Spotify's official playlists. There are some great independent playlist curators out there with huge followings, and you might even have an easier chance of being featured on those than the official Spotify ones. What I suggest you do is create a spreadsheet of all the playlists you want to be featured in, and most importantly, that your music suits extremely well. Think of the playlists that you listen to, or bands that are similar to yours have been featured in, or search online for playlists in your music genre. And that brings us to our final step. It's time to pitch your songs to the playlist owners. To find their contact information, go to the Spotify profile and see if they linked it up with their Facebook profile. If they have, you can message them on there. If it's a company playlist, head to LinkedIn to see who's on their marketing team. But don't just jump straight in with the pitch. Before you mention your own music, compliment them on the playlist, offer song suggestions that aren't your own, and prove to them that you are genuinely a fan of their playlist. Then they'll be much more open to including you the next time they're adding songs. I hope you found this step-by-step guide helpful. Please let me know in the comments if you have any extra questions or if you have a tip of your own you want to share. Please hit the subscribe button to stay tuned on my upcoming videos about how to be a successful DIY musician. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye!